The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Okay, guys, I want you to settle in for a bit of a story. We're going to head over
Story
to Brisbane.
time with Nathan.
Hey, Brizzy. We're going to head to Brisbane, and there's a woman there that was moving house, and she wanted to do an exit clean, so she went on to Airtasker, because a lot of professional businesses also advertise on there, and she came across a guy who did basically everything. He's a handyman. He would help move furniture, and then also he provided a cleaning service.
Oh, cool.
His reviews weren't bad, so she thought, you know what, I'm going to give this guy a go. So she booked him, and he was a little bit cheaper than everyone else, but yet was a reasonable price, so she knew he was going to get a good job. This guy's rocked up there in the morning, and straight away he started unloading some of the stuff onto the back of her ute, which she goes, oh my God, it was amazing. I didn't think he'd be able to fit everything on there. It was like Tetris.
Yeah, right.
So straight away she went, okay, I've got a bit of confidence in this bloke. About 10:30 in the morning, he ducked off and cleaned up picked up the cleaner that he had worked with him.
Okay, so got like a subcontractor.
Yeah, got a subby to do the actual cleaning.
Dropped the cleaner off and then said that he had to go do some stuff for her around the place and he'll be back promptly. Anyway, the day goes on, she keeps calling him, and then he has a few dramas. One of the dramas was when he was loading her stuff up into his ute, he left a jerry can of fuel in her driveway and he ran out of fuel. So he needed her to call him an Uber to Uber deliver it.
When you first get your license, you're in trouble of running out of fuel because you've got no money to pay for it.
So she said, well, why don't you just call the Uber yourself instead of me having to put that into the bill at the end. He did that. Later on, she was calling, wondering where he was, and then he said, I'm sorry, I've locked my keys in my car. So anyway, he comes back at about 9 p.m. at night. What? He left at 10:30 in the morning. The cleaner has been there all day, by the way.
Doing the exit clean,
That whole time. He walked in there, apparently he was disgusted with what the cleaner had done.
Oh, he wasn't happy with the cleaner's performance.
And she said it was actually quite dirty and messy in there still. She spent all day cleaning it. So he berated the cleaner in front of her and then told her how to do it properly by going and getting the hose from outside, dragging it into the apartment, and then just starting to wash down the windows and stuff from inside. And she's like, I'm trying to protect my television and everything like that. So alarm bells start going off for her. Right
you reckon? This guy's off his chops.
He goes off at the cleaner, tells the cleaner to leave. So the cleaner's left. And then next thing is she's got more furniture to move. By the way, this whole process, she reckons, from start to end took around 24 hours of just a nightmare situation.
Yeah.
So, so he looks at this couch that she has in, and he goes, how'd you get this couch in here? And she said, well, you just have to get it in by a certain angle.
Pivot.
And
Everybody knows. Friends taught us that.
Pivot. And he goes, no, a better way. So he proceeds to go out to his truck, and he came back in, and then he took to the couch with a chainsaw.
And this is by this stage it's like 10 o'clock at night.
To cut the legs off?
No, to cut it in half.
He's
So
off his
presumably
head. No
she
one
didn't
does
want to
that.
use this couch again.
Obviously not. The chainsaw wasn't working the best, so then he went out and got a baseball bat and just started bashing
I thought he would just beat it to death.
He finally got it broken down enough to shove through the front door, down the steps, and then anyway, it keeps going on.
Yeah.
But this is basically what's been happening.
So this is bad, right?
It's bad. She pays him.
Oh, what?
I mean, I guess if he's got he's
Chainsaw.
clearly unhinged and he's got a chainsaw. You feel a pressure to it, but that's outrageous.
I told you guys this story, right? You're like, no, this couldn't have happened. There has to be some GST on this story. This can't be real. And then Zara, who works with us, if you call her, she answers the phone, and she told us this tale.
Piped up immediately.
Hi,
Hello.
Zara.
Hi, Zara.
Good morning. Yeah, so a couple months ago, I moved house out of a share house into a granny flat with my partner. And I'd booked this moving company because it was just going to be me on my own. He had to go to work. And we only had about 6 items to move. So it was a bed, 2 chests of drawers,
A box of tissues.
bedside tables, fridge and washing machine.
Okay,
Like it wasn't
okay.
a lot.
Yes.
My partner's...
That's an easy move.
Yeah, my partner's a tradie, so he took all the...
A plumber, I guess.
He had the washing machine sorted.
Unhooked
so it
and all
wasn't-
that stuff, yeah.
all that bits and bobs I could never figure out. Anyway, the movers had said to me, we're going to be there at 6:30 in the morning. So my mum was at the house at 6 o'clock in the morning. We got brekkie, we were ready, we were up ready to go. They didn't arrive till 10.
Oh, I would be
I
furious.
was fuming, and Mum was fuming as well, so I was also trying to be like, they're coming, and we were both sitting there, didn't know what to do. The guy was calling me being like, oh, love, I'm up the road, I'm not that far away. And I was like, you told me this 20 minutes ago,
my
how
God.
far away are you?
Yeah.
Anyway, they finally get there, and then they walk in. It's a younger guy and quite an old guy. Quite the old guy's got a bit of a stooped back and didn't really look like he was all there.
Like he's carrying an invisible fridge on his back.
And one of the things they had to do, they had to dismantle our bed because it needed proper screws and we just didn't have time to do it. Yeah. But they knew this. They all knew this coming.
It's part of the job.
First of all, they couldn't get the truck down the driveway, so they had to have the truck up the top of the road. Took them 2.5 hours to get all the stuff out of the house.
It was like 6 things.
It was like 6 things, and I kept going up being like, do you guys need some help? Like, I'm not weak. I can help out, of course. I was like, but I paid them to do this service. So I was like, do you need any help? What can I help you with?
Let's just get this moving.
And this guy goes, actually, do you mind helping me, like, unscrew these things? So I helped him unscrew the bolts for the bed and got it done. Anyway, I was like, let's move it out. And he was like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's taking my partner so long. The older guy kept going back to the truck, staying there for about 30 minutes, then he'd come back in, like just taking forever to do something. Stuff finally got in the car. We were 8 minutes away from our next address.
Yes.
It took them half an hour to get there.
Were they pushing the truck? How was it possible?
Apparently they got lost. I don't know how you get lost. It's one straight road. But anyway, then they finally got there. They couldn't put the truck up onto the driveway. So we live in quite a busy road going on to James Street. So it's really busy. Yeah. They park it in the middle of the road. So people are driving past and like honking their horns. I'm standing there so stressed out. Then the younger guy comes up to me and goes, look, I'm so sorry it's taken so long. Like, we'll cap the price. He was really lovely. And he was like, this shouldn't take this long. Like, I don't know what's taking this long. And he goes, I have kind of hurt my shoulder, though. And I go, are you okay? Like, what happened? What's happened? Pulls his shirt across and his collarbone is protruding out. And then I say...
So he broke his collarbone during moving your house?
So apparently he heard it a little bit last night, didn't get to bed until about 3 a.m. or something.
Because of the broken collarbone.
And then... apparently the older guy has dropped the bed frame. We've got solid wood bed frame, dropped it onto the younger guy, and it's snapped his collarbone. Like, you can't make it up. And I said to him, I was like, that's really bad. Like, you can't let that be. Just leave it at the driveway and go. You've got to go to a hospital. He couldn't even move his arm. He was like, my hand's a bit tingly. I was like, you reckon? Mate.
Yeah.
So I ended up helping them get the things out of the truck. I watched them hold my chest of drawers below the truck about 2 metres and just dropped it. All
the drawers are falling out.
That's what she gives all of her crystals.
Just like, it just bounced a little bit and then like stuff got scratched and he like caught it, but then it just was all going wrong. We were all carrying drawers, like Mum and I and like my boyfriend's mum, we were all doing the
Surely
tricks.
You didn't pay them for this.
I had to pay them. He was like, the young guy was like, I'm sorry, like my boss wants the money, I have to pay them. And like, I won't lie, I was a little bit scared because they were fighting with people along the street.
Hey, they're fighting with a stranger, they know me.
I was like, take my money, it's okay, I'll complain later. Yeah,
this
exactly.
is insane.
So, and then my boyfriend came home early because I was like, you've got to come home, like I can't deal with this. He moved everything into our granny flat in 20 minutes and built the bed in about 15. And I was like, you're a saint.
There has to be more tales of this out there. We want to know, right? So you've hired someone to do something and then it is very clear during the job that they didn't really know what they were doing.
And they didn't really do the job.
Did you pay them or not?
Sounds like everyone's paying and then waiting till they leave and then taking out with the business themselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll find out more.
Which is not a bad policy.
Yeah. Here's an idea for any removalists. If you need to get a couch out, don't scare the person that hired you by pulling a chainsaw and cutting it in half in their living room.
I'm just going to put it out there. Don't take your chainsaw to a moving job.
Don't take your chainsaw.
Claire's in Southern River. Good morning, Claire.
Hello, Claire.
Hi, morning, hey.
Hey, Claire.
Okay, so what did you hire somebody to do and what happened?
Cleaning for a rental that we had. So before we've had to do cleaning, it has taken us so long. It's just a pain, and then we have to go back and redo it. So anyway, this was our very last rental because we were moving into our own home finally.
Yeah.
So we thought, we'll pay somebody, and it's usually about $1,000 is the going rate. But my husband did all his research.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And he was like, no, this is one for $800. Like, this is great. We're saving ourselves $200. So we're like, okay, cool. Anyway, as part of it, they were cleaning the walls, and they sent us a message during the day saying, hey, we've only cleaned 60% of the walls because the paint's coming off.
What did they clean it with?
Claire.
Yeah, we were like, no way, please, no. Okay, we'll go and check it. My husband was at work, so I went over to check.
Yeah.
And they had been cleaning the walls with oven cleaner and bleach.
Oh, my God!
Well, if I works good in the oven, they thought the walls would
that's
do a
right.
trick on the
It
walls.
was so bad. And it was two guys, and I was a bit intimidated, so I called my husband. I said, hey, you should come and have a look. And he had a look, and he said, no, this isn't good enough. And the cleaner was just like, don't call my manager. Don't call him. Please let me fix it. Please let me fix it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we gave them another chance to fix it, and they were there at the property for about 16 hours, and it was still not good enough. Anyway, we ended up having to pay because the manager was pretty scary, and then we had to go back there and fix it and repaint the walls off.
You guys
So
did.
wait, sorry, I just want to slow back down. When they said, please let us fix it, and you said it took 16 hours, what were they doing to try and fix it?
I do not know, but do you know what? I was really judgy because when I got there, I just thought, what have you been doing already for 10 hours?
Yes.
And there was outside the back, there was like a big box of cold samosas and like two little stools and some drinks.
Samosas. What do they have, an air fryer? They just go for it.
He was like, Claire, don't be judgy, don't be judgy. I'll come over. I'm sure it's not that bad. And then he was like, no, you're right. That is so
There's a giant box of cold samosas, doesn't for me out the
Yeah,
back.
they took a trip to Costco.
Hey, Claire, what was scary about the boss paying this?
Yeah, why did you pay him? How scary?
He was just, I don't know. Well, it was the fact that how they responded when we said, no, we're just calling your manager now. And he was going, no, please, just call me, please. We'll fix it.
Yeah.
And then he was pretty
Just needed
abrupt.
another round of samosas.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. But it was so expensive for us because had then moved into our home, and we were paying mortgage and then also rent.
Yes.
And we needed to fix it so that they could just get a new tenant in. So
I can tell you, some of these exit cleans are a rort. A lot of real estate agents out there, I'm not going to say not all of them, but there is a fair few, they've got an agreement with a certain cleaning company that they get a kickback on. So then if you don't get your place did an exit clean by them, they fail it.
Yeah.
And then they say, we'll send ours in. So it's a bit of a rort.
Thanks, Claire. Tim's in Bull Creek. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, good,
Tim. Who did you hire and how bad a job did they do? And then did you pay them?
Yeah, so a couple of years ago we had a leak in our pool. So we found this guy and got him out and just walked in with a Woolworths bag. Sort of thought, what's going on here? So he's gone out the back. And I've walked in and my partner's got this really puzzled look on her face and he stripped down to his underwear.
Yeah.
He's jumped in the pool and he's just like swimming around the pool in his underwear, duck diving. It's hilarious. And he didn't fix the leak either.
Did he just come over a dip and leave?
Yeah.
In his jocks. Came around with his towel.
Yeah, the bad news is he took a leak in your pool.
Did you get a bill? Did you get a bill for that?
Yes.
How much does he charge for that service?
It's about $400.
So before we find out if he paid it or not, was he basically diving under and then like using Tarzan grip or something to try or sell his?
Was he looking for the leak?
Yeah, he was. I think he was.
Okay, so what did you pay? Did you pay him?
Yeah, we paid him.
You paid him
Tim?
What's with the plastic bag?
for his wet wet jock, Sean.
And his tools, maybe. I'm not sure.
They use a dye to see where it leaks through the cracks, like a coloured dye in the pool. And
So
what
that
you
was
say, like
in
in a
his
plastic
bag.
that's all he had.
In his Coles bag?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you, Tim.
Have you had the experience at one of your mum's 8 pools at her house?
Harry used to work
On the
at a pool.
expensive.
Yeah, I'm the pool expert, remember? The resident pool
He's
expert.
a pool guy. And he's got the mustache to prove it.
Yes, he has.
Christine's in the age of up. Hi, Christine.
Hi, how are you?
Hey,
Great,
good,
Christine. Okay, talk to us about who you hired and how bad a job they did.
Yeah, quite a few years ago I moved into a brand new house, sparkling clean. No one's ever lived in it before. And we hired a electrician type person to put in some mobile data type cabling.
Yep.
Drilled this great big huge drill through our study and it went, I could hear this, the concrete sound, and then all of a sudden this sharp singing sound. And I'm trying to tell him, stop, but he's like, no, and he kept going, and he was actually drilling through my tiles in the ensuite.
Christine.
That's a bit of a peephole into the bathroom, eh?
And right in the shower too.
There goes
So
your
when I tried to
waterproofing.
tell him and say, this is going to cost you a lot of money, he's like, oh yeah, you'll have to get yourself a tiler to fix it. And I'm like, I'm like, what? No, you're going to fix it. So he started having a fight with me about it.
No.
Finally, his dad, who owned the company, came round and had a look at it and said, yeah, no, that's true. No, we'll fix it. But the thing was, he actually did the job with his friend. And while he was waiting for his dad to come, he couldn't start his car. So they were stuck at the front of our house.
Just sitting there.
Just sitting there, waiting for
After installing a glory hole in your bloody shower. To be honest, it's what they did.
It's quite a feature.
And I thought, I'm not even going to offer you any drinks or anything. You can stay out there in the sun and cook.
Amazing. Thanks, Christine. Great stories, everybody.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Smooth.
Just kind of act cool, you know?
Porkers.
Not cool.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun can be awkward, but are definitely not porkward. Avoid porkwardness and serve up quality WA pork, Linley Valley pork from your local independent supermarket.
All right, here we go. We're about to play a round of smooth porkers. We have an item. We're each going to tell you about that item and how it relates to our lives, but only one of us is telling the truth.
So you've got to use your investigative skills. Are they giving too much detail or not giving detail enough? Are they doing that on purpose? Why are they lying?
If you can correctly identify the truth teller, you will win $1,000 thanks to Linley Valley Pork.
Welcome to the show, Marilyn.
Morning.
Hi, Marilyn. Are you pretty good at sniffing out the truth, Marilyn?
I could with my kids.
Okay, well, just think,
You're not my kids.
Just think we've all been birthed out of your mini ha-ha.
Quite an image.
So you get to hear the three stories,
That's
Marilyn.
Okay.
All right, Marilyn. So today's item is a painting.
Yep.
It's a small painting at canvas stretched over a wooden frame.
Looks like a little bit bigger than A4.
Yes, that's right. Now, this is my painting. So we're going back to Year 9 art at Mount Lawley Senior High School. Miss Newby is my teacher.
Oh.
And what happened was, Marilyn, I fell off my bike and injured my wrist. And so actually managed to sprain both wrists in that particular fall.
Are you telling me you painted this with your feet?
No. No, I couldn't do art. And Miss Newby came to the end of term and I hadn't submitted enough pieces in order to get an assessment. So she said, you can do a painting for me. And it has to be a portrait. And so I did this. Look, it's not great. It's not my greatest work.
Sort of
I
like
went
a
heavy
Roman...
on the neck muscles.
Yes, neck muscles, interesting.
Got a strong jawline, but it was enough to get me across the line and pass Year 9 art. So thanks. I think, to be honest,
that is a pass.
Miss Newby felt sorry for me.
And that's why you're a Lawley legend.
That's not why I'm a Lawley legend.
No, to be honest, by the look of the muscles in the neck, is that why you became a chiropractor? Because there was a lot of strain there on that back.
That muscle is the sternocleidomastoid, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
All right, interesting, Nat.
Okay.
Well, you can believe Nat or you can believe me, which is the truth, obviously. So this is a painting that was given to me by one of our listeners who decided to send in a painting. I think it was about 6 weeks ago. So what I did with this painting, as you can see, Nat already talked about the neck muscles and the jawline. Look, it's not a representative of me because the nose should be bigger.
Oh, it doesn't look a thing like
But I took it in, true, as I'm riding this skateboard, I took it in and gave it to Ali. I hung it right in front of her desk. That is a fact. I thought that would be a good present for her. She took it down.
And then she left.
But over the last couple of weeks since Talisa has been here, it has been hanging on the wall, which as soon as you walk in the doors into the newsroom, it's on the right-hand side on that big empty wall.
A lot of detail, Sean.
What you don't realise is because you get in here a little bit later than Talisa and then leave before she leaves, she takes it home every night. She drives to work with it.
I knew she did.
It's a ride share. She lives with it.
So is that your story? And you're sticking to it?
That's a real story.
Interesting.
Well, those two's all lies.
Yeah.
No, so this is a painting, right? We're going to go back to when I was probably around 19 years old. I was living in Northbridge and working in the club scene. Marilyn. And there was a restaurant that was in Northbridge that was shutting down and they were going to be demolishing it. Anyway, one day, my friends and I were walking out to the clubs and then we noticed the door was opened and we went, oh, wait there. So we popped in there because it was about to be demolished and we found out that down in the basement, which looked murdery, by the way, was all this stuff that they had put aside. And there was like all this different coffee making stuff or whatever. And there was this painting hanging on the wall.
So there was all that stuff and you just took that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know why I was drawn to it, but I took that painting and I squirreled it away in a hedge. Then when we came back from clubbing, I picked up my painting, I took it home, and it's been with me ever since, and is hung up in every one of my houses, and it is terrible, and I love it.
Okay.
There's no way you'd hang that in your house.
The way, Natalie.
You've got a modern house.
There is a way. You don't tell me what I put in my modern house.
People have given you art and you've refused to hang it. That's not right. Righto, Marilyn. You can ask a question if you like, if you want to be investigative.
Yes. Ask a question if you think something's sus or you want some clarity.
What was the nightclub that was closing down?
No, it wasn't a nightclub. The restaurant shut down. I can't. It was near the Aberdeen. It was around that sort of that area, Aberdeen, Arcadia sort of area. Lake Street, just off Lake Street.
Righto, Marilyn. Have a guess. Who's telling the truth?
I don't know. I'm just going for Nathan.
You think Nathan's telling the truth?
Yeah.
You know that I told the truth yesterday?
So?
Hey, Marilyn. Nathan was telling the truth.
This painting is mine, and I hang it up. This is currently my bedroom.
It's the things that he won't hang in his house.
I don't know why. I just love it. Look how old the wire is.
We will put the canvas. We'll put the picture up on our social so you can see how ugly this thing is.
It's signed to. I don't know who did it.
There's no way Ms. Newbie would have passed me for that. So you're right. You're on to me there. At $1,000, all thanks to Linley Valley Pork, is yours, Marilyn. Wow.
Thanks.
Every day.
Good get.
Well done.
Do I just radiate truth? Is that what it is?
Must be.
Must be like a truthful, honest person.
Or you seem like the person who would scab stuff from a closing down restaurant.
I would, and I'd do it again. I tell you right now, lock your doors.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
Tonight. Yeah, it is. A new series of Outback Truckers is back tonight on 7 Mate. And one of the stars, I'm going to say the star, Outback Trucker Yogi, all the way from Katanning.
Yogi!
Good morning, Yogi.
Hey!
How are you, mate?
What's going on? I don't know about the star of the show, but look,
Yogi.
Come on, Yogi.
Cool world.
Yogi, you are the best spokesperson for Katanning, and not only that, I would need to ask a question: have you been given the keys to the city? Because if you have not, then I don't know what dimension we're in.
It's a travesty.
No, actually, now, ironically, there's the thing. Like, I'm not from Katanning. I'm an importer, been in West Australia for 20-odd years, right? But my wife, who's from down there, well, we'll go down into the supermarket and I'll do the shopping and she'll stop and talk to everyone. So she gets the keys to the city down there in Katanning. I just float along.
Look at that, Shaun.
You know, just got to turn up and just do the job, you know, be there at some point.
Hey, Yogi, before we get stuck into Outback Trucks itself, we were doing a recall for What If the other day, and they were talking about Emu Lane in terms of a sausage roll, which we got to taste. That's from Katanning, and also the Mill Bar.
And now, just
the hotel.
The Emu Lane sausage roll, I've been thinking about that since I had it. It was delicious. It's delicious.
Are you familiar?
Yeah. Look, truck driver, Yogi Bear, like I still picnic baskets. I understand the concept, you know, I'm all for it. So we're very, very good down there. We've got a great community down there. We're very multicultural in Katanning and we get excellent food. So, and that cordial bar's spot on. So, look, all things are covered in Katanning when you come on down south. You know, there's another down south, and inland.
Well, southeast,
Yes.
Southeast, that's right.
Do you come to Perth a lot in your truck?
I try and avoid Perth because it's just a big country town and I don't need to be there. But we're all over Australia. I'll go anywhere at the moment, but I am in the southern part of West Australia at the moment. Loving it. There's two good reasons why I'm loving it. One, Outback Truck is back on tonight after a little bit of a break, but sidewoods rain and the fuels come down to $1.73 a litre.
Oh, my God.
Happy
Vin Diesel.
Hey, diesel's coming cheap. We might afford another copy today.
Hey, Yogi, we were talking to truckies, I think a couple of weeks ago we were asked about roadhouses that they might pop into and, you know, some of the food along the journey. Have you got some favourites when you're heading down to the south or the southeast?
Look, the one Gildu coming out of the Perth there at the top of the hill has always been a favourite. You know, we've been going in there. The same people have been cooking in there for years. The Bedfordale Road Train hook up right at the top of the hill. I love Gildu, and it's just you walk in there and they say hello and they're nice people and
You know, at one point there, they had me sandwich order written on a bit of paper on the back of the wall, which is corned beef salad, no butter, no onion, and, you know...
Corned beef and salad?
Yeah, no butter, no onion. Don't want to ruin it. Don't ruin the taste of me sandwich.
I think you're ruining it with
the corned beef. The corned beef's the problem we have.
Hang on a minute. The corned beef's good for you.
No.
Come on,
What's the sauce you go with? Are you a mustard in that? Because corned beef and mustard seems to be the go.
Well, I don't know. Depends if it's raining or is it, you know, what kind of a day it is. Maybe a bit of chutney might
Okay, because I can just say it's a true indication of somebody where they come from if they say that they're a corned beef fan. I just feel like straight away it says you're the country. Natalie and I both, Esperance and Kalgoorlie, we grew up.
Yes.
We grew up not knowing anything else but corned beef.
Oh, that's all we had.
I know, because at last you
Silverside, mate.
I know, but we have refrigeration now, Yogi. We've got refrigeration.
Well, I'll be buttered on both sides. Well, not my sandwich, you know. Great about it. So we don't need refrigeration. It's free to go, Jenny, but we love rain. No rain, no grain.
Hey, Yogi, I've been having a look on your Instagram and talk to us about your love of PJ. And I have to say, PJ is a beauty. This is PJ.
This is your truck.
This is the truck.
It's Kenworth.
Very nice.
Yeah. So talk to me.
900.
Talk us through Air features.
Yeah, what makes her so good?
I don't know about PJ. So PJ is called PJ after PJ Harvey. I'm a big fan. Look, you know, because I'm nudging 50. My birthday's 48 in a couple of weeks, you know. We're getting to that point. So I understand Indies and 90s and PJ Harvey. So, yeah, PJ Harvey, she sounds brilliant and is a little bit different.
Hey,
looks like an expensive truck.
Sure, there is some money in that.
They're not cheap.
Yeah, I love it because it's sort of like you never realise that there's a little bedroom thing in the back there, you know, where people sleep. It's hilarious. Hey, I want to know, because you are out on the road and you've got a widespread community of truck drivers.
Yeah.
Do you have an enemy? Is there a truck driving nemesis that you've got?
Oh, well, this time of year, because we're running to Darren at the moment. So Darren's field days are on.
Oh, cool.
So I won't probably see Outback truckers tonight at 8:30 because we're flat out. But I'll get his little 7-mate catch up and we'll make it all happen on that. But you run up and down the fence road and you wave to all these people that, geez, they got that way. Right, well, I better try harder and get the next load. So there is no really... What we do, we're a good, tight community because I can't oversize. We do machinery all over Australia. We're independent owner-operator. Yep. So you don't ever get bitter, you just get better.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Have you seen anything?
We don't get that here. We don't get better. we get bitter and bitter and bitter to the point where someone puts some lemon and lime with us.
And never better.
Oh, no.
Yogi, on your travels, have you come across any dangerous stuff or stuff you've had to question along the way? You know, we've seen, you know, there's some
dodgy roads.
You're like, what are these people doing?
Or there's some noise coming from the sea container in the back and you realise you're part of a human trafficking scheme.
Yeah. Well, yes, all points in between. You know, like trucking is 90% uneventful and 10% full on.
Yeah.
So if you can sort of capture that 10% and go, oh yeah, right. Look, I've been interstate truck driving for probably 27, 28 years.
Yeah.
I've been away all over Australia. I mean, you know, there's times I've been away for 300 nights a year.
Wow.
But I do love it, and there is things that you just go, I don't reckon I'm going to get out here. Like on the weekend, if we were in a spot on Saturday, it started. Everything you need to film crew for Outback truckers, but it started to rain. The farmer's like, mate, you better get out of here. It's been raining on and off. I better go because I'll shut roads. And then all of a sudden, Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock, here I am going, oh dear, this is not going to end well. You know, the roads are starting to chop up. We get out and you make a phone call because you got no phone range, and you make a phone call saying, I'll be home for dinner sometime, and then you get home and because I've got teenage kids, no one's at home, and then you walk inside and scratch the dog and the dog's happy.
But was dinner ready? Was dinner in the fridge with glad wrap on it ready or not?
Oh, yeah, straight down there, lane, grab a sausage smash a couple over the wood. Life is good, you know?
Life is good.
I tell you what, this is what Outback Truckers is all about, because character. Yogi, thank you so much for taking the time. Safe driving, my friend.
Yeah. Thanks for giving me a chance to say hello. And, we love what you're doing. 7 May, 8:30.
There you go.
Check out what's going to happen. Great to be back. Great to be back. Yeah,
and,
it's been a little while, but
happy driving on the run out to Darren.
Yeah, give our regards to PJ.
I got a robot on today.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Yogi. Nice work. Enjoy your sausage roll.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.